Alright, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Akar, double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that told me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect, scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kodash Paya, and this is, I got some articles, headlines, some scriptures, and, etymology on a word, going on with over there in Gary, Indiana, with the blackout that's going on. I believe it's been a week and change, almost two now. And, those that know, we know these are like trial runs, test runs. Because here now, they're talking about a nationwide blackout, stating it could last for 18 months, which is a year and 6 months. So I guess they're trying to see how people are reacting, how they could use this to their advantage, right? And you hear about all these testimonies, people panicking a little bit, not crazy, but showing you their what they, doing, to get their house in order, whatever. They're saying that there were people there to fix the electricity and they was getting shot up, which is crazy. So go figure, right? This one is an Indiana resident endured ninth day without power. So, and it's affecting you Jakes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites. 'Cause y'all in darkness now, spiritually, to the point where people, if their electricity goes on and everything goes back to normal, they probably keep doing bullshit instead of actually, coming back and repenting to the Lord, showing you how quick your whole world could change, right? So there's the book of St. Luke chapter 21 verse 35 says, "For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth." As a snare, it's a trap, Play this real quick.
We don't have service in this area at all whatsoever. At night, the streets, the roads, everything is pitch black besides the lights from the cars. When it first happened, there was no gas stations open. It was water all in my bedroom because my room is in the lower level of my home. The water came through the garage, came up into my laundry room and spread throughout the bottom lower level of my home. Had to throw everything out, but it already started. I have two fridges. I have one in the garage and then one, my main one, upstairs in the kitchen. I've had to throw away pretty much everything. So at night, because
hey man, and I want to get this word real quick in the etymology. Right, going into Gary, Indiana, the Indians. But right, it says, popping there also a surname for Norman Danish means Gary Spear. Right? See, gar, to gar. Right? Says to gore, a spear when you gore something. To catch a fish or something, it's a spear. Right? Gold. Point, spearhead, arrowhead. Pointed stick used for driving cattle. So damn. So that's what they're doing. They're spearheading this place, with this whole grid shutdown that's going on. There's the book of Exodus, chapter 10. Matter of fact, let's go here. Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 12 says, "For a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net," right? Taken up into this, getting caught up in the traps, because a lot of them people They're like sitting ducks. I'm not sure if they called in. I did hear about it, but I'm not sure if they called in the National Guards or whatever. You know. But I know there's levels of how things erupt within the first few phases of when the grid goes down. So far it's not people's not really hearing about it on mainstream media. You gotta go to alternative outlets or whatever. I mean, they got articles, but still. But it says, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Yeah, and we're in some evil times now. There's the book of Exodus, chapter 10, verse 23. It says, they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So, this was when the Lord brought darkness as a plague upon Egypt for 3 days. And see, the elect now has that light to see, because the Lord is supping with them through the Spirit. While the rest of these people, they in darkness now, they're going to really feel dark times. Like the scriptures say, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Now let's go, because it's all a psyop as well, even though it's prophetic. It's a psyop, right? Military operation usually aimed at influencing the enemy's state of mind through non-combative means, right? So you can read this. Someone or something used by the government to influence the population's opinions and attitudes. So that's why we're not ignorant, say it's devices, but we know things are about to get drastic, right? The book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7 says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So, in thy security, right? People are going to, like it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, as they receive benefits they have not known. All these benefits, all this security, all this, business as usual. People don't understand how, the Lord's going to come like a thief in the night. Suddenly, right? So it should behoove these people to want to get right and to turn to the Lord. Psychological warfare. This book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So, there you have it. So, I just wanted to bring this out real quick. Lord willing, this was edifying. Right? John Wellinghoff, who once led the agency overseeing the nation energy markets, uncovered the vulnerability after a 2013 shooting attack on a Pacific gas and electric substation. So, they're going to use different events as an excuse. And then scriptures also say, let not your flight be in the winter, because it'll be even worse, you know? So yeah, with that, watch and pray. Shalom.